Hey guys, my name is Big Tino and welcome back to From the Depths. Now, I apologize for this video being a day or two late. I've been having some weird technical problems with the game, a couple of which I've been able to solve, one of which in particular is kind of stumping me, and that's it's the Kraglin Orm. I went through and I did some editing to the Kraglin Orm, strengthened its armor a little bit, replaced two of its guns with powerful Gatling guns. I added a whole bunch of smoke defenses because we are about to fight the lightning hoods, and as it turns out, the Kraglin Orm has become completely and utterly broken, and by that I mean in the bad sense, not in the overpowered sense. About half of the wireless receivers on this boat are now not working. Now I can go through and I can replace them, so I just sort of, delete the existing wireless receiver and then place it again, and it'll work, but it'll cause another wireless receiver to stop working, which means that I kind of have to choose between weapon controls, defenses, and detection systems on this boat, which is frustrating, and I don't know why it's doing this, which means I'm going to be essentially retiring the Kraglin Orm, which I was meaning to do anyway, though I was hoping to at least get through some of the lightning hoods before I did that. But now it's just sort of bugged out. It's not working anymore. There should be lots of smoke going on in here, but there's simply not because the wireless receiver is not working. This detection's not working, that detection's not working. I think the detection on the guns isn't working. The wireless receivers connecting to the weapon controllers for these guns might not be working because they're not moving. It's just a broken craft, and unfortunately, since I am going on vacation, on Christmas vacation tomorrow, I'm not going to have time to build a new ship. So today, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to fight the lightning hoods a bit with our broken ship. Now, it does still work in some senses. You can see that some smoke is being deployed, which does make it at least a little better than the original version of the Kraglin Orm, but it's just not going to be very good. So my hope is that while I'm on my winter break, I will build a new ship, something to replace this. And I'd like it to be smaller, sleeker, a bit more compact, a bit more efficient, and I want its primary weapon to be a laser, because I haven't used any lasers yet. Unfortunately, I'm not going to build that on camera, just because I will be on vacation. But while I'm on vacation, I have actually started recording, or pre-recording, a different series, something that is in a different game besides From the Depths. I hope you guys will enjoy that. And that way I can just sort of upload it while I'm on vacation and not have to worry about it. So, who are we fighting now? Well, I'm still sort of working my way down to the lightning hoods. You can see I'm honestly about halfway there. But they have sent an attack against us. And it looks like they've got a nice flying saucer here called the Hypatos, which is worth 342,000 materials. So that is quite a monster there. The other ship is an ohm, which I believe is a unit of measurement of energy. And it looks like this is a hovercraft. It's got a whole bunch of ion thrusters on the bottom. A couple of lasers on the front. Now, both of our ships we have here, the Kraglin Orm and the Planetar, do have smoke defenses. The Planetar is being a lot more effective right now simply because the Kraglin Orm is a broken ship. So let's just kind of see how this goes. One of the things I was working on while I was having some technical issues with this game was the game's performance, and I feel I've gotten it a good bit better. And I think having a smaller ship than the Kraglin Orm is going to help a lot. I think just having a ship this big is causing a lot of our performance issues. Looks like, though, the Kraglin Orm's grenade launchers are actually getting some good hits against this flyer, which is nice. Although, again, a flyer like this is exactly the sort of thing that is good at countering the Planetar. And because I don't want the Planetar to sink, which is what it will do if it tries to turn too quickly, because again I haven't fixed that issue either, I'm going to have it target the Ohm, and the Kraglenorm will target the flyer. Now, thankfully, it does look like our miniguns, our Gatling guns here, are working, which is good. Now, these Gatling guns, this is a change that I honestly should have done a while ago. Adding these Gatling guns. These are pretty big Gatling guns. They have a 142 millimeter gauge, and they fire at a little over 1,000 rounds per minute. They load about 4,000 rounds. They can fire 1,000 rounds per minute non-stop for about 4 minutes. And they're very, very powerful. They're just loaded with armor-piercing shells, which are pretty effective as long as they're not completely countered by shields. Now, again, because the ship's wireless receivers are pretty broken, I have no idea how effective the detection system is going to be. It could be just completely missing this entirely, and in fact it looks like it is, which is unfortunate. I've tried many, many fixes of this. I've tried replacing the wireless receivers, just deleting all of them and putting them back on. That didn't work. I've tried destroying the ship and building it again. That didn't work because it does happen in both the creative mode and the campaign. I've tried just replacing the AI. I've tried changing channels on the AI. Nothing really seems to work. And I've posted on the forum about it, but I don't expect to hear any sort of fixes for it because I haven't seen anyone else posting about a similar problem. But if you know a similar problem, if you know a solution to it, let me know. Because I would love to fix the Kraglenorm, even though I do still plan on retiring it. Now this thing is just sort of circling around me and bombarding me with lasers, which is a pretty effective strategy, I think, although it also looks like we're doing a bit of damage to it. And it looks like our smoke is working pretty well because we're only down to 99% health on the Kraglenorm. Looks like we've gotten that down to 95. The Ohm is down to 86. So I'm not too worried about this. I am concerned about how long this battle is going to take, specifically how long it's going to take to blow this thing up, just because, again, my detection systems are going to be bugged. And you can see I have shells just sort of flying everywhere, trying to hit this thing. And I really hope that because it's flying behind the Planetar, I don't shoot the Planetar. Okay, doesn't look like I shot the Planetar. That's good. Well, while that's going on, let's check out the Ohm. Now, the Planetar, I have not had time to play around with its AI, its PID system, again, because I've been trying to solve these technical issues, and because I'm preparing to go on vacation for about 3 weeks. Hopefully I'll have enough videos in my next series pre-recorded to have one out maybe every other day. Might be a little less frequent than that, but maybe every other day. That's my goal, and I hope you guys enjoy that one. It is certainly a lot easier to record, well, almost any game other than From the Depths. From the Depths takes such a long time to play. I could play this game for 2 hours, 3 hours, and only get maybe, I don't know, half an hour of footage or less. And so it's nice playing a game that I just get, you know, almost as much footage as I play, which is nice. Now this thing, I believe the Ohm might be dead. Nope, it is not quite dead. It is on its way out, though. We are scoring some hits again against this ship here. And I'm afraid as soon as the Ohm dies, the Planetar is going to try to start spinning around and shooting at this thing, which is probably going to cause it to plummet into the water. Our fleet is, well, it's not living its best life now. Let's say that. It's not showing the sort of professionalism I think I would expect, the effectiveness I would expect of my ships. Looks like there was a big explosion there on the inside of this flying saucer. Not sure if that was enough to really slow it down. It doesn't look like it was. I really like this design, by the way. Just having this sort of circle with 2 laser turrets on top and on the bottom that just sort of flies in a circle and shoots down. It seems really, really efficient to me, and I like that. That's just a cool thing. Looks like we have defeated the Ohm because the Planetar is turning and attempting to fire at the Hypatos. Yep. That sounds Greek to me, but I don't know the word. Looks like it is trying to fly sort of directly above the Planetar. Now, like I said, the Planetar does have a couple of turreted weapons. It does have missiles, so it can potentially help in this fight. But it's probably not going to do all that much. So my plan for this episode is to, off camera, I'm going to go ahead and get on down to the Lightning Hood's territory, and then we'll have a couple of battles against them. We'll see how we do. And that'll also give me a little bit of insight into what I should be building next. What sort of thing it would be good to fight against the Lightning Hoods. What would work? And that's my goal. Now, the computer I'm going to have while I'm on vacation is my laptop. My laptop is a potato, and so it's not going to be able to actually record any gameplay, but it will be able to run the game long enough for me to actually build things. So hopefully when I come back from vacation, I will have a new ship, a replacement for the Kraglenorm. Now, my plan was for my next ship to be a submarine that I build on camera, and I'm still going to do that, but I'm going to make this Kraglenorm replacement first, just because I need sort of a main battleship. Something that I can just sort of put in there and slug it out with the enemy. Or in this case, maybe slug it out won't be an appropriate term. Maybe it will be a little more sleek. Maybe we can say duke it out. And we are just getting lots and lots of little hits on this thing. I think I am going to cut here until something exciting happens. Okay, it looks like the ship has gone down, or the flying saucer has gone down, and miraculously, the Planetar did not go into the water in the process. It was able to just sort of spin in place and get a few good shots on it. It looked like all it really took for this ship was to just sort of whittle it down. Until something finally broke. Looks like we broke the weapon turrets on it, and that seems to have sent it plummeting. Cool design, though. I do really like this. As expected, the inside is just a whole bunch of engines, because you need a lot of engine power if you're going to have a flying laser ship, because you need the engine power both to fly and to power your laser. So we managed to bring it down. And I'll go ahead and come back in when we're back towards the Lightning Hood's territory and we're ready to fight them. So, alright, so I just about noticed in time that a Lightning Hood's fleet was attacking me all the way up here. They seem to have come all the way from the bottom corner here and looped all the way up to this resource deposit. And so I had to very quickly build a ship to defend this place, because I don't think my 2 rocks are going to be enough. And I really didn't want to do this, but because the Kraglenorm is currently not working, I had to bring in an older design that I have built. Now, I seem to recall this design being a pretty good one. Hopefully it will stand up to the fact that there have been a couple of updates since the last time I used this thing. This is the Umber Hulk. And yeah, we'll give this a go. It looks like there is quite a beefy Lightning Hood's attack here. We've got a Terawatt, got a crossbolt, and Scorpion. Now, I do seem to remember the Scorpion. I don't remember any of the other ones, but I remember the Scorpion. It has this giant laser scorpion tail on it, as you might expect. That's pretty powerful. Now, I think the Umber Hulk has some smoke dispensers, but I'm honestly not sure. Again, it has been quite a while since I played this ship, so I have no idea how it's going to do. But we'll just see. I guess it will be nice to see an older design, to bring something back, kind of show off how you know, the last time I played this game, what my building style was. All right, everyone's on combat. So yeah, it's nothing super creative, honestly. It's just kind of a bit sleeker than my current design. I do kind of like this prow here, but I don't know. It's not a particularly creative design. I do like how I made the particle cannon here. Particle cannons are kind of a weird shape, and so I had to make kind of a weird turret housing for it. But I do like how it's turned out. I believe this thing has torpedoes on it. Now let's see. Uh-oh. Bit of land in the way there. Looks like the Scorpion might have a bit of a bad time, and also whatever this thing is seems to have spawned inside the mountain. The Scorpion is currently shooting itself, which is cool. And I'm guessing these are the crossbolts. Yes, that's a cool ship. That's a cool design. I like the sort of broadside of it, and it's got some torpedoes on it. I believe I have given the Ember Hulk some anti-torpedo torpedoes, but I'm honestly not sure. Let's just get into it. Now, I did just finish building this thing, so some of its weapons may not be reloaded. It does have 3 of these main big cannons here, and then it's also got a big particle cannon, and then each side also has a couple of those grenade launchers, I believe, or if not the grenade launchers, then yeah, I guess they wouldn't be the grenade launchers because I built the grenade launchers with the Owlbear. Probably something similar to the grenade launcher, though, from the looks of it, or otherwise just a heavier kinetic cannon. And then some armor-piercing rapid-fire advanced cannons from the looks of it. Now, it does have these, it looks like missiles here. Those might be missile interceptors, though, because they're not currently firing. A lot of lasers coming in. I'm not seeing any smoke being dispensed, so we might not have any smoke launchers there. Let's see if we're doing anything to the enemy. It does look like they have some munition defense lasers as well, so that might be problematic for us. That was their particle cannon firing at us, I think, rather than our particle cannon firing at them. I don't remember what the particle cannon on the Ember Hulk is set to be. It's certainly either piercing or impact, because those are really the only two that are any good. Because EMP is all right, but there are so many better ways to deliver EMP than a particle cannon. Looks like we are taking a bit of damage on the Ember Hulk. And we're not given a whole lot of return fire from the looks of things. Wonder why that is. It might just be we're not reloaded. I hate that. I hate how you can, yeah, there are no shells in here. I hate how even if you save the ship with all the guns reloaded, everything fine, sometimes you'll load the ship in and it's just not reloaded. We also seem to be tipping downwards a bit, which is worrying. Okay, looks like we do have a little hull breach there. Uh-oh. And now we are flying into the air, as clearly something has detonated. Probably an ammo cache somewhere in the front. Yep, that's an explosion. Yeah, looks like some ammo cache got destroyed. But hey, at least it's lifting us out of the water. Although that was actually all of our ammo. That is a shame, because we do not have any weapons reloaded. But hey, we get to Free Willy, and if this thing actually survives this attack, then it's map speed is going to be at like 160 meters per second because this thing is flying through the air right now. Holy cow. Now this is not a ship that I plan on keeping, on using in the campaign at all, really, apart from this one battle, because, well, I didn't want to lose this resource deposit, because this resource deposit that we're fighting at right now is the one we got from the White Flare's capital, which means that it is a permanent resource deposit. It's not going to run out like the other one, so I really don't want to lose it if I can help it. And so I'm bringing this in to see if it can help defend it. It is a pretty tanky ship, even though it's you know, it just ET'd across the sky there. It's still at 98% health. It's also a very expensive ship. I had to basically recycle my old fleet of owlbears and Sahuagin and Pathfinders and such in order to afford it. It is 601,000 points. Of course, its volume is also a little more than half the volume of the Kraglin Orm, which again shows how just monstrously large the Kraglin Orm was. Alright, so it survived that. Looks like now we are getting some really good hits on the crossbolts. Plenty of nice explosions there, at least from the rocks, who are doing their jobs admirably. Looks like we've stripped a couple of weapons off this thing. In fact, we stripped a lot of weapons off this thing. It's down to 94% though. Oh, that's the terawatt. The crossbolts are back there pretty damaged. The Scorpion is stuck on a rock. Not ROC rock, like those. A rock is in like an actual hunk of stone. Getting some more good hits on this thing. It looks like there was just an internal explosion there that kind of rocked through the inside of this thing, which is nice, because, you know, the inside is normally where internal explosions happen. You can hear this thing's lasers powering up. Those are really weird noises. I really do want to make my next ship have a laser, because I love lasers in this game, and I haven't used them yet. But certainly the next ship I build, the one to replace the Kraglin Orm, is going to use them. Oh, looks like the Umber Hulk is lifting up out of the water again. Probably what happened there is it started to repair its ammo supply, and then something blew it up again. Now, I do remember that I built the ammo supply in the very long front nose of this ship, where nothing else is around. So it doesn't damage any of the weapons, doesn't damage any components, anything like that when it's destroyed. But apparently, quite clearly, what I did not do is put any sort of laser defense around that ammo supply, because these lasers are just sort of cutting inside. You can see these nice little holes there, and destroying the ammo. And it looks like our ship is going to be beached, which is not really that much of a problem. It's just going to become a turret, which is fine. It wasn't really doing much moving anyway. I guess it's not a terrible looking ship. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, so I built the railings out of windows here because this ship was built before they actually added the railing block, which I think looks a lot better. Yeah, it's not awful, but meh. It's nothing too creative. It's a little too realistic looking for me. I know certainly it's not realistic looking, but it's a little too much in that style. Yep, you're having a bad day there, buddy. The Ember Hulk, by the way, is another D&D monster. It's an underground kind of hulking beast that when it roars, it makes people confused and hurt themselves. Okay, it looks like right now the rocks are starting to focus on the Scorpion, and actually this rock is able to hit the Scorpion. I was going to change its target to something else because the Scorpion is behind a rock, but it looks like that won't be necessary. Now, where is the other rock? Ah, right there. Okay. Getting a little bit of frame loss here is, I think, probably something is exploding. Or possibly as the rock is hitting their scorpion that's stuck on land, we're just getting lots of collision lag. Looks like the Terrawat is still able to defend itself from these missiles. Which is unfortunate, although it does look like we've mostly stripped its offensive weaponry away, with the exception of its own missiles. Which our own munition defense systems are not shooting down, so they might be damaged. I did see the rock is down to about 97%. So it's very possible they've just sort of stripped a couple of the munition defense lasers away. Looks like there was a big explosion there on the rock. These are the Rock 2.0s, so they are a bit better. They do have these lovely frag cannons instead of the autocannons. They do have some defenses, such as munition defense lasers and shields and such, but yeah, it looks like they have been damaged. Of course, what it doesn't have is any smoke. So smoke is easily the best way to defend against lasers. You can set shields to be anti-laser shields, but honestly I find that it's better to keep your shields on reflect so they can, you know, take care of other attacks, and then you just have smoke launchers throughout the ship. And smoke launchers are nice because you can put them on the inside so that you can protect your vital parts without interfering with your own laser defenses, because smoke will interfere with laser defenses. Looks like the Umber Hulk is having a bad time. And the Scorpion's down to 94%. Looks like this rock is kind of bullying it at the moment, and that's going to be my guess as to where our frames are going, is that the Scorpion is just sort of being pounded into the land, and so we're getting a lot of collision lag. And it doesn't help, of course, that we have our own ship on land. I don't think the Umber Hulk has aged well. I think it helped in this fight, but I think it helped in this fight in that it took damage from the enemy while the rocks did all the work. Not that tanking isn't work, mind you, but, you know, yeah. It's not a ship I'm going to continue to use. It does have a good bit of EMP protection. I do remember that. I do remember that being a ship that I really went overboard with surge protectors and stone blocks and wood and things like that on the inside, to where EMP is going to have a really hard time doing just anything to it. Alright, now I know I'm kind of missing the action here as I'm slowly working my way over to the Scorpion, but I do want to see this thing. And actually, if I pause it, I can move over here very easily. Ah, yeah, see, it's on its side, and it's dragging itself over the land. Really, really cool design. As I recall, that's a brutally powerful laser. And you can see that everything is targeting where that ammo supply is in the Umber Hulk, which is a good thing, because they're shooting at something that you know, isn't going to stop the rest of the ship from fighting back. But that's assuming that the weapons start loaded. Oh man, the frames though, as this thing just drags itself over land. Yeah, I have really boosted the performance of this game quite a bit, but there's just not much you can do about collisions. What I may do is just go ahead and cut this part out while the frames figure themselves out, and I'll be back once hopefully the Scorpion is back on the water or is dead or something like that, because I really don't want to record just 10 minutes of lag. Okay, not long after the Scorpion has cleared the mountain, our frames are back. running at about 20 frames at the moment, and now dropping down to nothing again. I love this game. I really, really love this game, and I know it's technically still an alpha, and so I can't critique it too much, but, you know, I've been having a lot of fun recording my other series that I'm going to show while I'm away at on vacation, because there's no lag, there are no performance issues, everything runs swimmingly, and we don't have things like this. Yes, now the terawatt is also on land. Although it's having a little bit of an easier time with it, because it does have thrusters and such. But yeah, I really don't think the Lightning Hoods were meant to fight near land. You can definitely tell the factions that were meant to fight near land, like the Deepwater Guard and the Onyx, the Onyx Watch. Their ships are, well, they're very good at not doing this. But yeah. As an update, we have destroyed one of the crossbolts. The other crossbolt is out there, mostly out of the fight. It has some defense lasers left. You can see it does seem to have one offensive laser left, but its detection system is destroyed, so it's not really hitting anything. The Scorpion actually made it into the water, and by into the water, I really do mean it's diving down into the depths there, as the Umber Hulk has actually been able to shoot at it from there, and so it's just getting destroyed. This has been such a derpy day. Oh man. Yep. I think a break from both work and from the depths will be a good thing for me. And I'll come back to this game after winter break, nice and refreshed, and ready for more of this. I'll look at its parts just bouncing around. See, normally what I would do if a ship gets beached like this is I would just go up and capture it, because this thing, you know, it's out of the fight, essentially. Its weapons are destroyed, and it's not doing anything. But this thing is still moving really quickly, which of course is doing lots and lots of damage to it, because it's, you know, it's got a lot of force behind it as it's slamming into rocks. Oh yeah, there's more of that collision lag. Okay. I'll probably be back at the end of this derpy fight. Yes, this is now the terawatt, flying through the air. I wish I had been recording, because what essentially happened is that this thing ramped off of that giant hill there, and just never came back down. Now it is down to like 60% health, so it's probably going to start disintegrating soon, and the rock is shooting at it. But, yep, terawatt is just flying away. I hope this thing starts disintegrating soon, because I know what could happen, because it's happened before, is this thing just flies away. It can't turn anymore, and so it just flies into the distance, and I have to end the battle and chase after it and shoot it again. Hopefully this thing gets just destroyed before that happens. Bringing the HUD back to sea. It is not too damaged somehow. The entire bottom of the craft was scraped away as it, you know, drove itself over land. Yep. Okay, let's see what else is going on. I believe, okay, yes, the Scorpion is gone, and there is still this badly damaged crossbolt sitting out here. Actually, not that badly damaged. I think it's at 88% health, yeah, but I think I damaged its engine or its propulsion or something like that, because it hasn't moved. Yeah, I've clearly destroyed its engine, although you can see this thing is just mostly laser. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. This will be the last from the depths recording for a couple of weeks, just because, again, I will be on vacation. This will make a nice thumbnail. Doink. I will be on vacation for about 3 weeks. I'll be back on the 8th of January. And in the meantime, I'll be uploading the other series that I have. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely winter holiday, whatever winter holiday you celebrate, and I will see you in the next video.